Hello?
idea what you're missing out on.
Hello?
Oh, well.
Hello?
So, Corey,
Hello?
since you were here first, what have you been playing this week?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, because my internet cut out for 5 seconds.
Wow.
No, it was...
And we're off.
This is why I hate Windows. So I hate Windows so much. I hate it so much.
He much prefers doors.
Starting the recording.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. I am your host, as always, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me, finally, showing up to the party, is Eddie V.
It'll do too.
Look, he pronounced it right.
Yes.
Yay!
And other games.
And other games. And also with us, our esteemed partner in crime, Corey in Ultra High Def.
Yeah, esteemed. That's a powerful word. I am here in a chair, in front of a microphone, and a webcam, and hangry.
We're all hangry except for Eddie because he's apparently got Taco Bell because Eddie doesn't actually know how to cook.
I know.
Hey,
that
I know
was
how
a
to
big
make stir
joke.
fry.
Lee, or somebody said that you need to learn how to cook, and
Todd.
it might have been Todd. I don't know.
was Todd.
There's a couple comments that you were involved in with food, and I know Lee Navarro from Nerd Overdrive was involved in one of them, and he said
He was posting them.
I know.
All I put was, I'm like nothing
Something
like
about
having.
all Asian food.
Yeah, nothing like having more Asian food, and that's
Yeah.
all I wrote. And then it's everybody it was Lee who just like when I made this, and I'm like, oh, that sounds good. And then he was started posting his stuff, and I'm like, yes. And then everybody just started commenting, I need to cook. I'm like, look, I
Yeah,
was at
because
the
you can
every
have
time-
those amazing things if you learn how to cook.
every time I talk to you, you're like, I'm gonna go to Burger King, or I'm gonna go to Taco Bell, or I'm gonna go to
That is true.
Panda Express or something. I'm just like,
Eddie lives on drive-through.
yeah.
Pretty much at this moment, yeah.
This is why you need to learn how to cook.
Well, I can't help it. If I could pay for it and not have to cook, then hey, look, I work
You could
8.5
have so
hours.
much better stuff.
But Larry, I work 8.5 hours. I walk it off. I lift stuff. I'm running around.
It's
So
not
I'm
about
getting
better
exercise.
for you stuff. It's about better stuff.
Look who's talking.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know-
I cook
you know what,
almost
though?
every night, dude.
I don't know if I could.
Have no
I don't know.
choice to cook.
I don't know if I could
Mhm.
come up with anything better than a cheesy gordita crunch though from Taco Bell. So,
Oh, I can come up with a lot of things better than that.
oh, but that's amazing.
Dude, I got pork tenderloin roast happening tonight. Oh my god.
Nice.
Just a 1 pound log of pork.
Please stop talking about food. I'm gonna eat this table.
No.
This
I
glass
have
no.
some
table.
garlic and herbs noodles on the side. Might make some
Noodles.
mashed potatoes.
Noodles, just like regular noodles.
It's just simple pastaroni, but God, it's good.
Okay. But
You know.
because I wonder if you make like the curl noodles sometimes, or you make like the straight noodles.
No, it's just
With-
some angel hair pasta, basically.
Okay.
All the noodles he makes.
I do. Actually, here's an easy one for you to cook, Eddie. Super simple, super good, and super filling. Seriously.
Toast.
Get some spaghetti noodles. Cook the noodles, boil the noodles and cook them until they're nice and tender. Strain it out, drain it,
Are we turning to the Food Network now?
We might be. I'm telling you, throw some butter in there,
Do you want me to spike
Gets
my
that
hair like
nice
Guy
savory-
Fieri?
Yes.
What'd you say?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
throw
spike
some
my
butter
hair
in
like
there.
I'm gonna spike my hair like Guy Fieri.
Oh goodness,
I need a flame broiled shirt.
that mess.
Oh,
I'm telling you, Eddie. Then you get some mashed potatoes to go with it, and
Mhm.
then the last piece, you cook up some beef tips. You put it all together, dude. It's super filling, super heavy, but so good.
That's too much work.
Beef
While I
Oh my
could
god,
just
dude! It's like 10 minutes worth of effort. That's it.
right, and I could just say, "Can I get a number 5 with a Coke?"
And
Slide the
spend
card,
10
get me
minutes in
out.
a drive-through, and then it's cold by the time you get home.
Oh no, my food place is like 2 minutes from my house.
I just eat on the way home.
Ed, I swear to God, next time you're here, I'm teaching you to cook something.
I got KFC, I got Popeyes, I got Taco Bell, Wendy's, Arby's, Subway, a Chinese place, a taco place. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh man,
A Dunkin' Donuts.
I just ate at work today. I ate one of our Southwestern steak wraps, but instead of steak, I put chicken in it, and instead of our chipotle mayonnaise, I put our new hot and spicy ranch in there. Oh,
Oh, nice.
grilled it up real nice and just started eating it like a burrito. And then I watched the Browns lose again today. Which okay, so I already made this post on my Facebook page, but like 5 years from now, when the Browns are really, really good, I just want to say that even though they're 0-10 right now, I'm still a huge fan of the Cleveland Browns. So when they're good, and you come knocking on my door saying I'm a bandwagon fan when they're good, I want it marked this episode of World 1-1.
Hey, look at the Chicago Bears.
Oh no, dude, they play the Bears in like 3 weeks.
Well, here
I don't know where it's at. I don't even care at this point.
I don't watch sports.
I'm on the 0-16 bandwagon because like a bunch of fans just filed for a parade, the perfect season, like the perfect season parade, where like if the Browns go 0-16, the fans are gonna throw a "we suck" parade instead of like, you know how teams usually throw parades when they win like the World Series or the
Yeah.
Super Bowl or something. No, not Cleveland. We're gonna throw a parade for being the worst team in the NFL.
You need to
Oh,
have
wow.
like a soccer-style riot in the entire city.
Somebody's
Well,
going to live stream this.
We had it last year, but then we ended up winning like our last 2 games. So it was like, oh,
I went out the window,
it did.
messed up your perfect season.
It's right, dude. We've got 3 conference games left. And we got 2 other teams with winning records. We're gonna lose. Feel it.
Y'all gonna beat the Bears. Y'all gonna win. Watch.
Dude, I don't know, dude. We were so close to beating the Jaguars today, and we just no, dude. They're just bad. They're so bad. Like I could talk this whole podcast on how bad they are. So I'm gonna stop now because it's gonna be a train wreck.
Food and sports.
That's right.
Sports 2.0.
So far, we've done everything but video games.
Well, I
The
did.
Guy
one-
Fieri Sports Edition.
You eat all the foods at the sports.
That's right. Eddie, next time you're here, I'm teaching you how to make tostadas.
You know what? When I go bowling, I like to dig into some nachos.
Nachos.
Mm,
I've been munching on tortilla chips and cheese dip all day.
nice.
Nice.
So,
My wife just
Eddie.
bought some hot, spicy chili salsa. So I'm really excited for those.
I don't think we're going to escape this food topic.
Does it matter? Does it matter?
We'll try.
It's not like people
Oh,
come here to
God.
listen to video game stuff, right? Making homemade
Got things to
burgers,
talk about.
homemade burgers, and some nachos and salsa, and a nice big old salad, and probably something else unhealthy.
Larry, I can't say I have cooked sloppy joes. I have cooked hamburgers. I have cooked stir fry. I have cooked scrambled eggs,
Stir fry doesn't
omelets,
count.
pancakes, French toast. I mean, this is something that I have cooked. But making the meal wise and stuff, by the time I get home, a meal is already made that I haven't brought. I'm just saying.
Oh, Lord.
So,
Eddie, what have you been playing?
I I been working on Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age. I literally played that all Saturday. Like I did,
Yeah,
I
rub
took
it
a
in.
break. I took a break and went back to playing it. Dragon Quest 8. I also been playing. I haven't played nothing from my Xbox One lately, because I just was trying to catch up on my backlog. But I did pick up Injustice 2 and Lucky
Super
Foxtail.
Lucky's Tale.
Yeah, that one.
How is it, by the way?
I just got it today at the time of this recording, so I haven't popped it in and
The
installed it
wife's
yet.
been dying to check it out.
Yeah, I'll let her know. I got Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. But I think there's like 3 different versions. Because when the one that I got from my job, they have the like a special edition, but it comes with keychains. And then someone got a collector's edition that is both games with like
Yeah,
a
they
map.
did
And stuff.
that
I
with
think,
Sun and Moon, where it was a steel book and it had both games in it.
yeah, I wonder if that was a GameStop exclusive or something.
It might have been.
No,
It
it's
might-
on Amazon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, then that might then because I know one of my friends on Twitter owns it. And he showed it off, and I'm just like, that's weird. We need to get that one. Because we got like the normal copies of each of them by themselves, and then that special edition.
Yeah, that 2-pack I don't think they made a whole lot of, just because it's not going to sell as much as the single editions by themselves.
Okay, yeah, I am going to start those in my new 2DS when I get a chance. But yeah, that's what all I've been playing. Like, really haven't touched my Switch in a bit. Like, I haven't started Doom or Breath of the Wild just yet because I've been working on my backlog. I was thinking of getting BioShock Collection digitally, but after hearing like the Best Buy deal, hopefully they still have it, a physical copy, and I'll pick it up there.
Get yourself a nice hard copy. It's a great collection. It looks super pretty.
I did just order 3 terabyte for my Xbox One because both of my system and my 1 terabyte that's just filled up, so I need to get some more memory for it.
I
But
personally am not opposed to deleting and just re-downloading shit as needed at this point.
well, that is true, but I know when Corey gets like Assassin's Creed Origins, I'm gonna be playing that while he's playing it. And then like some of the games that were on there, I did take off because I'm trying to like take them off the more that I play and finish them.
Mhm.
So like once I get done with Final Fantasy 12, I'm gonna take it off my system and start and just continue to work on that because I still got like Knack 2 and Infamous 2 and stuff. I want to work through all that stuff on PS4 and get that done. For my Switch, I won't really worry about it. Because once Xenoblade Chronicles X Xenoblade 2 come out, that's going to probably be like the whole month of December. That I'll be playing that. So, but other than that, and I'll probably play It'll Do like a little bit tonight. A time of this recording, to get a understanding for it. Because I wonder if it's like a Legend of Zelda style game.
That's what everything is said.
That's what the first one was kind of like that. It was like a top-down, like Link to the Past light, like very light Zelda-esque.
Did that one ever come to Wii U? I don't remember this.
It was on the Wii U, I think, or was it on 3DS?
I don't remember. I thought it was Wii U.
Because I don't remember this title for some unknown reason.
It was on Wii U, February 3rd, 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what else came out that month. I might have been playing something else that month.
Donkey Kong, maybe? That was 2014, right? Or was that 2013?
2014, okay. I think.
I no longer remember.
Because that would be Tropical Freeze.
It was $10, and it was it got 7s and 8s across the board. If you like Zelda, and it has a Pokemon-like collectible card game hidden inside. So that's cool. That was
I was thinking of Rhyme for Switch, but I think I'm gonna hold off. I think they're going to have to patch that game for
They
the
have a
reviews
day
that
one
I.
patch
I would say
ready.
Corey and I were just talking about that before you got here. That supposedly the day one patch has in fact fixed the problem, but
It's fixed
I have
frame rate
not.
issues, draw distance issues, draw in issues, and improved resolution in docked mode.
Mm,
Hmm.
that might be back on the list then. I'm really curious to see about what the word is on that thing post patch.
Yeah, I gotta
Well,
replay for PS4 because I'm gonna have a discussion for that game. I was waiting for the Switch version to come out, so
See, I
people who
was
got it
too.
um to
And then
pick
I
it up.
saw everything about it, and I'm like, well, shit, I guess I'm just going to get it for my Xbox. But if they fixed it, I will go out and I will pick it up.
Right.
yeah.
Because I do want to hear the soundtrack. I do want to hear the music like through my headset when I'm on the go. Because it's a great game. It's really beautiful, which is surprising that that game wasn't in the Game of the Year award nominations.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that wasn't in that nomination list, and I'm just like, once again, this thing is super unfair. But we'll probably talk about that later.
There's a lot of stuff that came out this year, period, though. This year was swamped.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I think for some game titles that like really got good ratings, they're not on this list, which is like very weird. Like Cuphead only got like what, two categories? I think two or three categories. And I'm just like, it should have kind of been like in the Game of the Year instead of PUBG. Like,
Yeah, I'm sorry. PUBG doesn't belong anywhere on that fucking list.
but you know what? I was thinking about this. Cause like that Witcher 3 DLC got won awards last year. I'm like, how does some
Yeah, dude,
DLC?
I don't really care about the Game Awards. To me, is more of a what can we reveal here because people are watching than like actual awards. Because like, dude, the Witcher DLC came out, there was like two or three other prominent RPGs that came out that year. Like Dark Souls 3 was probably
Mhm.
the biggest game that year, and they gave it to freaking Witcher DLC. Like that's, I don't watch the Game Awards, but like that just turns me off even more. And it's like, well,
Well, everybody mostly watch it on watch it on YouTube, so they could just be on Twitter being shady and throwing comments.
I mean, all they're gonna do this year is they'll probably show off like two new games. I'm sure something Kojima related will be there because Jeff Keighley has a hard on for freaking Kojima.
So get ready for a new cutscene or something
I
that might
mean,
not even be in the game.
like that's fine, but everybody knows that game's like still 4 years away if they just started working on it, you know. So like,
Yep.
I don't know, man. I just,
Yeah,
but I mean, Zelda is still my game of the year.
me too.
That game is special, special.
Just a little bit special.
So,
No, I mean, I easily threw in and said, yeah, Zelda for Game of the Year. I put my vote in. I'm like, this is it.
yeah, Zelda's quite good, quite good.
I think Samus Return was on for handheld.
Yeah, it was.
I think I gave it to that one.
Yeah, I mean, for handheld, yes, happily. But I will say, as much as I would still put Zelda over MSR for Game of the Year. I mean, Zelda was just so big.
Yeah. But Corey, what you been playing?
I've been playing a little bit of Rise of the Tomb Raider again. I really love that game. That game, like the way Lara controls in that game is the way I wish Aloy controlled in Horizon. She's just like really agile, and she can climb things correctly, and like, you know, it's like the controls in that game are, they could be better, but I mean they're really solid. And like, you know, I have this discussion on NGR Radio all the time with Moose and Matt about how I wish Aloy felt a little bit more agile and a little bit more, I can move side
Nimble.
to side faster. Yeah, nimble and that kind of stuff. And like Lara feels that way to me in Rise of the Tomb Raider. It still feels really good. I haven't played much. I'm probably like 2 hours in. I've been trying to find all the collectibles in Siberia. I just got to the part where you're kind of infiltrating that base in that first part. So that's kind of where I stopped. And then I installed these Horizon DLC. I haven't gotten to play it yet because I was like, oh, I'm going to try it because I bought it and assuming like my PlayStation would download it automatically when an update came out, but I put the disc in and they're like, oh, to access DLC you have to download it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like, why was this not an auto download?
Yeah, so that was whatever. So I started playing Zelda again, and I went and did the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC and did that side quest. Although it wasn't really a side quest, it was more like go to these 3 places and open the chests type thing. The same with like the last couple drops that came out. So, but I have been doing the Master Trials. Successfully made it through the first 15 stages. I got to do it before Champions Ballad comes out. I have to.
And
Yes.
every time I go to pick up Master Trials, I'll play it for like an hour, just get my ass kicked, get pissed off, and put it down and go, yep, nope.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard. It's so hard. I don't understand. I don't know. It's really
Do you
hard.
feel like it's fair, though?
I mean, here's the thing.
Is it unreasonably difficult?
It's pretty difficult in a game where like they want you to do this combat trial, and combat's not that game's strong suit at all. Like, as much as I love Zelda, combat is not that game's strongest point. Zelda's more about the puzzles and the exploration than the combat always has been, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like maybe focusing a DLC around maybe the weakest part of your game is not necessarily like fun, but at the same time, it's like I don't know if it's you just have to know what you're doing, and you have to be so aware the whole time, and just to like make it through. And I scraped by.
But I think that's the thing with the Master's Trial is that some people who do have a problem with it. Now I'm not talking about you, Corey, or anything. It's like some people when it first came out who yelled like it's hard and stuff. I'm like, but you posted the love for Bloodborne and Dark Souls, which is like, in my opinion, actually harder than the Master Trials.
Oh
So-
yeah, I think Dark Souls and Bloodborne are definitely harder, but like I'm not complaining that the Master Trials are hard. Like they're supposed to be challenging. Like that, they're called the Master Trials, right? It's supposed to be hard. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if the combat is strong enough to focus a chunk of DLC around. I mean, I like the idea. I think the combat in Zelda is the weakest part, and I wish they would have maybe had another story chunk as like, a story chunk instead of the Master Trials.
Like, what if the Master Trials were more of a balanced 50-50 mix of puzzle and combat?
I would love that. Like, if it was just like another dungeon almost, like you just move through the rooms of the dungeon.
But I think that's what people sometimes don't see with the Zelda series, well, with this combat, is that the combat at times is a puzzle itself. You literally have to figure out what is the best way you're going to attack and win this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just think, like, in previous Zelda games with their version of the Master Trials, like Twilight Princess, for example, you go in with all your weapons and stuff, whereas, like, you go into these ones and you have to plan out everything. Like, the first couple rounds you're literally fighting with sticks and rocks. Like, you're fighting.
Yeah, it's kind of like Zelda Survivor.
Yeah, which is fine, and I try to, like, really just what I usually cook stuff before I go into those, and like make sure I have like the defense boost up and stuff, and then after like halfway through there's a room that you go into to collect supplies, and there's a fire there and stuff that you can cook stuff and make better meals out of stuff. So like it's not like super hard. It's just like probably the last 4 or 5 rooms maybe are really challenging. If you don't set yourself up for those, you're going to fail. And that's part of the learning process. It's fine. The combat is tough, especially with like the breakable weapon system and scraping together anything you can find to fight your way out is tough, So
not just that too, but the very minimal checkpoints in there make that unbelievably brutal. Like just a couple more would do wonders to help make that far less infuriating.
I guess they probably feel like when you do beat the stuff that you earn that reward. So you don't feel more like, oh yes, I'm glad I beat it. I don't have to go through it again. I think it's kind of almost just like, yeah, I'm like, that'll show you game that I'm able to do it. And you kind of feel more accomplished in a way, because there's some people who feel like there's some games that are just too easy, and it feels like they give you everything. And it feels like with the Master Trial, you're gonna have to work for it. And
you know what makes me feel super accomplished in a video game? Battlefront 2's loot boxes.
Or it was Battlefront 2's loot boxes. Which we'll talk about. We'll have to talk about this one. But
I'm so tired of talking about those stupid loot boxes.
No, my thing is more like Corey, after you posted it, I was just like, that's why I was just like, okay, this is what I don't get. It's more about, I blame more Disney than I blame EA.
No, I think here's the thing. I think both are to blame. I think Disney knows.
Yeah.
I think here's the thing. I mean, I think Disney knows like they're gonna have some sort of monetization thing in terms of loot boxes. I don't think they're stupid. I think they know that Star Wars can make them a ton of money, and they can make more than $60 a person. But at the same time, I think EA kind of went too far, and then Disney was like, "That's too far. You're like, we have a movie coming out."
But Disney knew all about this.
I'm not saying they didn't. I'm saying that Disney knew about it, but I think EA tried to do more than what Disney expected.
I don't think so. I think Disney approved everything that EA was doing. Disney is not going to let EA sneak all that stuff by and not get it approved.
Yeah. I just, I don't know what's going to happen now. I know they have the loot boxes and stuff, or the microtransactions removed. You can still get the loot boxes in game through
keeping
progression.
in mind that removal is temporary.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like right now they're done, but I'm sure they're reworking it to make it less pay to win. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you do that. Like I don't
think they're reworking it. I think they just turned it off until the heat dies down.
Probably.
Well, by the time that happens, no one's gonna be playing the game anymore. If anyone bought it, like only people that I know who has it is the people who said they've been playing it since Tuesday. And if people did pick up a regular copy up Friday, wouldn't know nothing. Wouldn't see nothing about it. Haven't seen no pictures of anybody buying it. Only just heard that people have been playing it since Tuesday.
I'm going to be really curious to see what the actual sales numbers look like on that.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing: like, 80% of the people who bought that game probably have no idea that this is going on. They're just like, "Oh, cool, Star Wars game. I'll buy it," because they're Star Wars fans and they happen to have a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One sitting under their entertainment center.
Those poor people.
Which is sad because, like, I enjoyed playing the first game. I just, I fell off because there's other games to play. But, like, I don't know. I think the game plays well. Well, the first one played well. And, like, I thought it was cool to see all these assets, like, really running well in Frostbite, and because like that game is what Frostbite is meant to do. It's a first-person shooter that with big, expansive environments that look pretty. Like, you know, it's not forcing that engine to do Mass Effect or Madden or FIFA. You know, it's doing what it's supposed to do, which, you know, Battlefield and Battlefront look great. Like other games don't when they're being forced to do something they're not supposed to do. So like,
Well, I know. I think ARS Tech or something like that. They did a review for it, and they showed some of the glitches that was in the game. And one of the glitch is that they sped up the frame rate like 60% on the Xbox One X. So it's moved. So you're hearing everything in normal, but it's moving like a Benny Hill in the sequence. Like it's going fast, and literally if you watching
everything is funnier with yakety sax.
It's true.
Yeah, I was cracking up, and one of them on the same thing. Han Solo is going like straight up in the air, like he can't move nowhere. Like the game just glitched on him, and so he's getting shot up in the air and dies.
Speaking of yakety sax, by the way, that theory was tested and proven. If you've never seen it, I will warn you, it borders on bad taste. But somebody decided to put that theory to the test in the most horrifically offensive way they could think of. Somebody took footage and, you know, sped it up double speed, set it to yakety sax, and if you were easily offended, first off, what the hell are you doing here listening to this show? And second off, be forewarned, what I'm about to say will probably make you go, that's not okay. No. But somebody took footage of the 9/11 attacks, sped it up double speed, and set it to yakety sax and put it on YouTube. And I'm not kidding you. It's horrible, but you can't help but look at it and go, look at them all run super fast. That was a real thing that happened.
Not surprised that someone would do that.
No,
some people take tragedy and try to make a comedy out of it.
Well, to be fair, though, if you're going to test a theory like that, though, that anything is funny set to yakety sax at double speed, you have to, like, take that theory to the max.
Yeah, this is a theory. So
and that was how somebody did it. So, I mean, you really can't test that theory without doing something profoundly offensive.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there you go. That's a thing.
Was that all you've been playing, Corey?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing a little bit more Doom and Mario Kart and ARMS, and I just, you know, the whole roster of Switch games, I've just been, like, switching them in and out just to play things, you know? It's just...
How's the new ARMS content? The new character, by the way?
I don't know. I didn't play as a new character. I just... Dude, I've played so much as Ribbon Girl that I'm like, I don't want to play as anybody else. I'm in my group.
Really? I'm surprised Ribbon Girl was your go-to.
Why? She's awesome.
She just felt so generic to me.
I mean, yeah, well, oh well. I played around with some of the other ones, like, you know, Master Mummy is okay, but, like, he's too slow for me. Or, like, Twintel is cool, but she's too slow, but she's pretty powerful, and it's just, like, I like that even...
That balance.
Yeah, like, Ribbon Girl is faster than a lot of the other characters, and it's, like, easier to move out of the way, plus, like, some of the arms I've unlocked for her actually do stuff like she has a slapper where it actually slaps the other people's arms down and disables them. And you can use that against that, and then you can move in real fast and throw them, which is really nice. Or like, you know, jumping and dodging is a really nice feature, and she seems to dodge further than a lot of other characters a little bit, like especially when she's airborne. So but yeah, man, ARMS, I can't believe not a lot of people are still, like, I wish more people were talking about ARMS.
I need to get back into it. I've been trying to balance out my playtime with a few other things, stepping away from my Switch for a little bit. I spent some time this week playing Evil Within, the first one, and the more I play of it, the less likely I am to buy the new Evil Within. Like that game started really good, and holy crap, it just took a shit dive real fast. That game is. It feels like there is no reward for skill in that game because skill doesn't matter. No matter what you do, you are going to fail until you just beat your head against a level until you've memorized it. It's like I don't want to, constantly be killed only to with the only reward knowing that okay, there's a thing there that will kill me. Go this way. It's like memorizing a pattern of left, right, right, left, left, right, and one intersection at a time. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
So I was super excited. It looked promising. It opened so well, and then it just fell to shit. So that's been a big disappointment. I got back to some Mario Kart 8 this week though. That's still super fun. I really wish that
what a fantastic game that is.
it is. I wish that we were getting some more DLC for Mario Kart 8.
I know. Like I would gladly pay $10 or $15 for like an N64 pack where all the N64 tracks were remastered, or a GameCube pack, or like a DS pack. Like you just give me like the system specific packs for like $10 or $15. I would gladly pay that every like 6 months.
Like seriously, we were so happy to throw money at Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U when they gave us those 2 DLC packs, because those DLC packs were awesome for one, and for two, it was the first time Mario Kart had DLC. But it was a lot of content for a reasonable amount of money, and you knew that it wasn't cut content because the first update that came through for that was an update setting it up so that the game could handle DLC, because it wasn't originally intended.
Yeah. I think that's probably some of the best ways to do DLC. Like, I don't know. I just think that the Mario Kart DLC is some of the best DLC of all time, and I think they did it right. And, we talk about how people do DLC so differently, and some of it's really good and some of it's really bad. And, I think the Zelda DLC is also probably going to be great, like $20 for 2 packs. And I know one was just a bunch of cosmetic stuff and like the Master Trials, but at the same time, like $20 for an expansion.
And we still don't even really know what the Champions Ballad DLC is.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, we know it's story content with a new dungeon, like, so like, I mean, at least we're getting that. It's like, I don't know. I assume there's 84 side quests in the game right to date, and I'm assuming we'll probably reach, or I shouldn't say side quests. There's 84 quests, I should say. I wonder if we'll get, reach that 100 mark.
Probably will.
Just because, like, it's a small section. It's like if you compare it to the rest of the game, like the Champions Ballad DLC, you're getting one dungeon type thing, which will be, I'm assuming, approximately the size of one of the Divine Beasts, and maybe some side quests and costumes linked to it. So I don't know. I just think the amount of content we got for $20 is probably going to be pretty solid.
Shoot, it was better than that Batman DLC where you pay $40 for a season pass and got a 3 hour or an hour and a half character.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
And like, season passes are one thing. Like, if you outline it and stuff, I don't think a season pass should be $50. I think the max a season pass should probably cost is like $30, depending on how much DLC you're putting out for your game. And if you're detailing a season pass, or if you are putting out a season pass, you should detail it and tell people exactly what they're getting with the season pass. Because Fallout 4 did that, Batman did that, someone else did that. Oh, Battlefront 1 did that with the season pass. And it's like,
it's a lot of games lately.
Yeah, and it's like, if you're going to give us a season pass, you should tell us what we're getting, and like,
the season pass has become the new whipping boy of the industry.
And now people are like trying to find ways to not implement a season pass but still get money out of extra money out of people, and it's like they're doing cosmetic stuff. I think the two games that do it best outside of what we've talked about with Nintendo, Overwatch does it really well, and Titanfall 2 does it really well. Everything's cosmetic. Right. You can also and Overwatch's case, like, you get a loot box every time you level up. They diminish the risk of duplicates. You can earn everything in game without paying a dime if you're playing a lot, or you can buy the loot boxes and you're probably not going to get duplicates. Titanfall, everything is cosmetic. Nothing is like game breaking or anything.
But most of the stuff that's game related is completely free.
Yeah,
like it's in a free update.
Yeah, and
I was okay with the BioShock Infinite season pass though. Adding in the couple of Buried at Sea episodes was actually not bad.
Yeah, but again, they detailed what you were getting, unlike
Right.
Batman, which was like, hey, 40 was it $40 or $50? And,
40.
Either it's still too much.
We don't know what you're getting yet, but buy our game.
And maybe that's funny.
I would say some of these games have turned season passes into the ultimate loot box. Pay us money and gamble on what you're going to get.
Well, like Corey said, I'm like, like the Batman one, I'm like, that's 2/3 of the game.
Yeah.
Like even Lost Legacy for Uncharted 4, that thing is $40 for physical copy. I'm like, this is 2/3 of the game, and it's like what, a 6, maybe 5 or 6 hour DLC. I'm like, huh? Like, that's crazy. And like, how the heck you paying $40 for this DLC for Uncharted, and then the Horizon is like $19 or $15 if you a PS Plus member, and then the Game of the Year collection for Horizon is going to be $50.
Yep, it's just out of hand. Anyways, I also spent some time playing some Sonic Mania because I keep going back to it because it's starting to feel like it's becoming a default game for me. It's like, I don't know what I'm in the mood for. Just play some Sonic. That's an easy one for me to jump into real quick and play for 20 minutes and put back down again quite happily and feel like I didn't accomplish anything, but I at least enjoyed myself for 20 minutes.
Might be getting a physical copy in the spring.
Ooh.
I
still can't understand why there wasn't a physical copy with a collector's edition.
I know, dude.
That was the dumbest thing ever.
I hope they make it look like a Genesis box. I really do. Like the black and white grid behind the image of the game.
That'd be nice.
And like that'd be awesome.
It would be.
That'd be
red
something
stripe
that
down the side.
That's something Limited Run would do.
Yeah. Oh man.
And it'll be sad that game was, well, not really sad, but it'll be known that game would sell more than Sonic Forces.
Gosh, dude, what a sad thing. I guess Sonic Forces is. I haven't played it yet, but like,
people who are playing,
everyone's like the fan made, like the quote unquote fan made game is better than the one that Sega's been trying to work on professionally.
It's weird. Some people who picked it up and like, well, it's not bad, but it's not good. Like a lot of people are giving it just like 5 and 6s. Like it
sounds like if you were down with the Dreamcast Sonics, the Sonic Adventure stuff, that Sonic Forces is going to be more palatable to you. But if this 3D Sonics were never your thing, there's just nothing there for you.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what flavor of Sonic you like.
That'd be funny that Sonic Forces sold more than Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I don't think that's gonna happen. But
I don't know. At this rate, it might.
Maybe.
And Star Wars Star Wars don't show up on the NPD in the top 10, and Sonic Forces does.
Dude, Star Wars will show up on the top. It'll be in the top 5.
Someone was talking. Hold there for long.
Somebody was talking about Disney should have licensed the Star Wars games to like Way Forward and remake Super Star Wars that came on the SNES.
Please no.
I'd be okay with that actually.
I'll give it.
Well, Disney, I guess Disney is like threatening EA to pull their exclusive rights. Like I heard that somewhere on a podcast, I think.
Yeah,
podcast did I
I
hear
just
that
saw that come up too, and that's something that has me inclined to think that Disney was not aware of what all EA was doing with Battlefront 2.
Well,
I think they were.
not only that, but maybe Disney wasn't aware of the direction they were trying to go with their like games as service.
Yeah.
But they had to.
No, they
Disney-
didn't. All they had to do was sell them the licensing rights.
But
They
the
didn't have
thing
to do
about
exclusive.
no, Disney has control over that IP. Just because they signed a contract saying that this company can make it doesn't mean that Disney doesn't have a right to say what goes in, what goes out. Disney has to,
depending on the terms of that licensing agreement.
Disney has to approve everything.
I wouldn't be surprised if like depending on how this Battlefront 2 debacle finishes up, and like if we don't see anything on Respawn Star Wars game, like maybe by the end of next year, I could see them pulling it and maybe going with someone like, I don't know. They seem to have a lot of faith in Square Enix right now with their Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy projects, so maybe they would go that way. Or it would literally be breaking news if Disney broke that contract with EA. Or like, give Turn 10 some pod racing action.
Shoot. Oh, heck yeah.
Bring me back a pod. Oh, dude, can you fathom Pod Racer on Switch? Split Joy-Con motion control for all the lever action and the steering
Please,
shit.
no.
I'd be okay
No.
with that.
I'm already getting a
who-
headache
but then
thinking
who
I'd be
about
okay with that.
I think the people who made Fast Racing Neo, I could see them making that for Switch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
They've got a good handle on it.
Yeah.
Or like Pod Racer, yeah.
I mean,
could
those
see
ships
them making it.
those ships already move like that,
Mm-hmm. Now, there's still a drastic difference in feel between.
This is what I want. I want Ninja Theory to do a single player, fast paced Jedi lightsaber action game.
Corey,
I want
stop.
Fast Racing
Stop.
Neo guys
Stop.
to do a pod
Corey,
racing
stop.
game, and
Corey,
I want
Corey,
Let him
Stop.
go. Let him go.
I
hold
want-
on, hold on,
I-
stop,
Shh,
stop.
shh,
hold on, no, wait.
And I'm going to mute you.
Wait, hold on. Because Corey just captured my heart when he said Ninja Theory.
Dude, Ninja Theory is one of the best developers out there. They are so
Do you know?
underrated.
Do you know? I would literally go. I would leave this podcast right now and like pre-order that if that happened. I don't care if the game is not even made yet. Ninja Theory doing the Star Wars game. Oh, I'm 100%.
I mean, if I was Disney, I would reevaluate that kind of stuff. I would look at the Star Wars license and be like, okay, people love Jedi. What can we do? Oh, Ninja Theory, can you do a nice lightsaber battling game, like cool flips and stuff? And they'd be like, sure. I'd give them a Jedi lightsaber game. I'd give where was I going with this? Now I don't remember.
When somebody was like BioWare would have Knights of the Old Republic like 3 or 2 or 3 or something like that.
I would love to see a Knights of the Old Republic done in like a Mass Effect style game, not like, man, you go back and try to play KOTOR now, man, that game is rough. Like, I love that game, but that game is rough. And I would like to see someone like Crystal Dynamics tackle a Han Solo Boba Fett style action game like Tomb Raider. I would love to see them take on Han Solo, and be like, oh, we're going on this big adventure, or something like, I don't know, maybe even go to one of the big first parties like Microsoft and do a Gears of War style game with Han, Lando, and Chewbacca, like a squad based
cool
game.
if they did like Rogue One, something like that.
Who I'd like to see handle some of that? I'd like to see High Moon Studios hit that.
Mm-hmm.
But what would they make though?
That's the question. I mean, they could do a squad based shooter type thing with Lando and Han, and because the Transformers games do that. The Cybertron Transformers games do that.
Those are so good too.
Yeah, they could even have like Raven involved a little bit because they did that Wolverine game. That was really cool.
That's another game, by the way. Can I get a port of the Cybertron games to my Switch?
Yes, please.
Oh my
I've-
God, make that
I've
happen.
never
Dude,
played
that port, the ports
Oh
Activision
my
did,
God.
the ports
Like,
Activision
those
did
are the
to,
Transformers games to end all Transformers games.
I
dude,
heard
There's
that,
only
I
one
heard
other
Fall
that
of,
comes close.
Fall of Cybertron is probably the best Transformers
Oh,
game.
oh.
Like
Over there.
War for Cybertron was good, but Fall of Cybertron really like cleaned up all the problems with War for Cybertron, and like that game is like one of my
Just the
top 10
simple
games
fact
of last
you can
generation.
switch from left hand to right hand for your weapon when it comes to which side of the cover you're standing behind.
Yeah,
uh,
Oh,
Simple
so good.
shit.
it feels like a lot of people treat it as a hidden gem.
Oh yeah, they do because it didn't sell well at all. It sold.
That-
Well, I
that's
think
crime
and-
against humanity right there.
well because some of the past Transformer games haven't been good, so when it came out, a lot of people were suspicious of it.
By the way, though, if you want to find the one other really good Transformers game, you have to go back to the PS2 and pick up Transformers Armada.
Yeah,
That was actually super awesome.
That's if you can find it.
yeah. Good luck.
I've got a copy. It's fantastic.
Oh man, I would love to
So-
see, like, even I would love because on NVC a couple weeks ago they were talking about Rogue Squadron, and like
Yep.
I would love to see them throw some money at Factor 5 just to port, even if they had just port the version they were working on for Wii. Like, you know, I would love to see another Rogue Squadron game.
And I think that's what Disney need to do: throw some money at them to get that game going.
I don't know anymore. Like, what? I don't know. There's so many ideas I have, but like, I feel like Disney isn't as involved in the, you know, quote unquote games industry and like researching all this stuff as much as like fans are. You know,
Yeah.
maybe we don't know exactly what we're talking about. I mean, maybe we do. I don't know. But
I think Disney probably looked at EA and just thought that was a safe bet because of how many developers they have, and it just seems that with them as a company, they probably have enough companies and enough employees to make the games that they needed to make. What Disney didn't expect was like we talked about was the backlash and all these microtransactions and all of this stuff. And Disney probably wasn't aware that that EA was going in that games as service direction. Because we as gamers didn't know they was going in that direction. People were happy that 3 new Star Wars games were being announced. And by these companies, there was a safe bet and guarantee that these games were going to be good. And surprisingly, they went with EA about that. But now that all these problems and stuff is coming out, yeah, Disney, just like us, we didn't know that all this stuff was going to be happening. Now everybody's be thinking about it. And now EA has actually made themselves that this is a developer and no, this is a publisher not to do business with at all anymore.
Mhm.
For other developers.
yeah, I think, you know, I honestly think Disney is like kind of mad that they did this, and like this is a learning thing for other people, but except for like most other big companies like Universal or Warner Brothers, they have their own gaming divisions, whereas Disney kind of closed theirs down and are looking to license out. You know, like Warner Brothers can't make this mistake with, you know, the DC Universe or Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, because they do all that stuff in-house, where, you know, Disney didn't see the financial worth in doing it in-house anymore.
Well,
Disney,
I think too, maybe Disney just figured that it's not their cup of tea. They don't have the chops in this industry, and so they figured they would just start, you know, closing down their in-house and farming it out to, you know, big, well-known companies with a track record.
But I think what Disney should have did was go to these second independent developers: Insomniac, Way Forward, Platinum, Raven. Like there are second party developers.
Well, I don't think Disney.
But I'm saying Disney
has the wherewithal to do that.
And that's what I mean. They didn't know about these other people.
Yeah.
I mean, these
and
other developers.
I'm pretty sure what Disney did was like, okay, EA has published some Star Wars games. They've done, you know, they're doing the Old Republic MMO right now. We already have a working relationship. This is, quote unquote, the easy way out to license our stuff out to a company we're already working with this license. So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. But when the CEO of Disney calls EA and pretty much says, I'm shocked and this is troubling. I mean, that's a problem that the CEO of one of the biggest companies in the entire world is calling you out because you're trashing one of their franchises. Like,
And
that's
they paid good money for.
And it's not.
Too.
I mean, and that's not like a lie or anything that I just made up or anything. There's news stories out there everywhere of Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, called EA headquarters and chewed them out. Like, that's a real story. So.
And this is just sad because we got visceral closing and that game changing. We got this loot box and microtransaction problem with this Battlefront. We don't know what they're gonna do with Respawn with their Star Wars game. So and now EA's probably worried that if they get that contract pulled, what now?
Oh, I'm gonna laugh if they get that contract pulled and they just have to eat all the money that they dumped into that.
Plus they gave Respawn $455 million.
I'm gonna laugh so hard. Oh,
like
come on, karma.
Like EA has bank. You know, I think EA's not worried about, you know, if they lose this contract. I don't think they're worried about that because, of course, now they're going to turn all their focus on is Anthem. Yeah. But then
that's the thing too, though. Like Anthem, I think that's another thing I'm really worried about. Is like everybody loves BioWare, everybody hates EA. Are they going to boycott Anthem because they don't like what EA's doing with Star Wars, or are they going to buy Anthem to keep BioWare open? Like
they're gonna buy Anthem.
I'm sorry,
to keep
buying
them open.
Anthem isn't gonna keep BioWare open.
I agree with you.
Established track record. That's it.
I agree with you, but like that's I don't know how people think. You know, there's a lot of people who would just like want to buy Anthem because of BioWare. You know, and it's like I think everything EA wants BioWare or every. Let me start over. I think everything EA wants Anthem to be is everything outside of BioWare's wheelhouse. You know, from all looks of it, it's an open world RPG with, you know, a bunch of shooting mechanics, a bunch of upgrade abilities and stuff, whereas BioWare does a better job of, you know, not really open worlds, but like kind of linear open spaces like Mass Effect with dialogue trees, with, you know, customization of your characters and stuff. Like, they don't really deal with what EA wants that game to be, and I'm a little bit worried. I'm going to be honest.
Well, if EA closes BioWare, Microsoft needs to scoop them up. Anthem would be a big win if it was exclusive to Microsoft platforms only. And if EA closes BioWare because Anthem doesn't sell, Microsoft needs to reach out to those ex-employees at BioWare and scoop them up. And
Microsoft really needs to rebuild its stable of development studios because it's just.
And I think that's coming.
Abysmal.
I think they're working on it. Like honestly, like so. You know, Phil Spencer has tried to put all these things in place. You know, they've gotten away from that original launch Xbox One. They've delivered, you know, this new box. They've delivered Game Pass. They've delivered the backwards compatibility. They put all these pieces in place, and now the last piece of this Xbox puzzle is shifting to either acquiring studios, opening new studios, getting their IP in order to make us new games. And I think that's going to be a couple-year process, obviously.
But that should have been the first piece, though. That's a big problem, though. That should have been the first piece.
I think he's trying to close down the projects that didn't look great. You know, like everybody's mad that Scalebound was canceled, but maybe like that game wasn't going to do Microsoft any favors, and so, you know, they just wanted to hit the reset button on a lot of things.
And Party Platinum was taking
They
their
did the same
was
thing
taking
with
two
Phantom
time.
Dust as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these projects weren't coming along fast enough, and so Microsoft was just like, we'll just have to take a loss on it. Because hey, look at Bayonetta 2. I think that was in development for about 3-4 years. Like that took a while before that game came out. But Platinum knew that Nintendo expected better quality. And so Nintendo gave them time and money to clean that game up and probably gave some direction. Of course, Microsoft don't give their companies direction on what to do. They just expect that here's a budget, here's the timeline, this needs to be out, and it needs to be great.
Yeah.
And so, and my last thing is, so with Microsoft trying to win everybody back after that Xbox One debacle, Microsoft was focusing on that. They were just like, we got to get people back into our system. So they were trying to make up before they could work on getting games on that console.
Yeah. So, last thing, it's not on the what I've been playing, but it's the what I'm about to start playing again. Hooked up everything so that tonight when we put the kid to sleep, I can introduce the wife to a proper JRPG. I've been itching to go back to it ever since the Octopath Traveler demo finally made its way into my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some time to play it. We're going to bust out some Legend of Dragoon tonight.
A game that I have not played.
Oh, so ready for it. Good old school JRPG, high fantasy, just it's everything right with the 90s.
When Sony was making somewhat good RPGs.
Yeah, by the way, Sony, if you want me to buy one of your systems again, this is the way to do it. Sequel. Come on.
No, they put more. That's just a shame. They put more faith into Wild Arms than they did Legend of Dragoon. Wild Arms is not a good series. I'm sorry, everybody. Beyond the Beyond was garbage. What
if you're not going to do anything with it, Sony, let somebody buy the rights to it and make me a fucking sequel. Seriously. Like, that's all you have to do is bring out a sequel for Legend of Dragoon. I will buy a PlayStation system for it. Right me out.
They'll have to source that game out. And it's a shame that they won't.
Just On the other hand, I will say, and I know I'm begging for a sequel here, but there's something to be said for the simple fact, though, that it is a complete story. There's no cliffhanger. There's no loose ends. There's no loose threads. I don't have to sit there and hope that maybe one day somebody comes out with another one in order to get the end of the fucking story. It is a complete package, all in one. That's it. There's no DLC. Everything that needs to be there to make that game complete is in my hands right now. I can hold it all. You know, I do wish there was more of that. Granted, I wish that there was a new game in that universe. I would love to see those characters again, that universe again. I would happily go back to visit once more. But the fact, though, that it is a complete story, I'm okay with it. But I would jump on a sequel so fast.
I wonder if they would have to open up a whole new studio to make a game like that.
I mean,
to make a sequel.
Sony's got to have a dev house in their stable somewhere that can do, you know, a decent JRPG. It's got to be there somewhere.
Who? Because it's who? What, Naughty Dog and Sucker Punch?
I mean, they're still a Japanese company, though. They've got to have it somewhere. There's got to be a tie to those roots.
They'll give it to the people who made, like, The Last Guardian and
Team Ico.
Yeah.
No, it's not the right fit either, though. It's a very Japanese game, but it is not an RPG.
That's the only Japanese like Sony company I could think of. That's why I said they would have to like, buy somebody.
How about a partnership with Squeenix that maybe it'll see the light of day.
No, No, Square Enix makes too much money off of Nintendo to be doing something like that with Sony.
Maybe that's the real reason that the Final Fantasy VII remake is in purgatory.
Nobody cares.
Amen.
Nobody cares about the Final Fantasy VII remake. Except for, when I say that, I mean everybody cares about it except for me.
Yeah.
I just want a release date. That's fine. And to see if it's going to be more gameplay than cinematic. Because it'd be like, oh, I could watch this instead of playing it.
I don't know. I don't understand why everybody has such a hard-on for Final Fantasy VII.
I'm in the same boat as you. I mean, like I said, when that game was in its prime, I was playing Legend of Dragoon quite happily.
Is it Miss Walker?
Yeah.
Mistwalker?
Yeah. They're
Maybe
doing
they
mobile
Did
games
Blue
now,
Dragon?
Yeah, maybe they should do it.
They're doing mobile games now, though. It makes them more money.
If Sony
There's
could
got to be somewhere.
if Sony could pony up some money, I think Miss Walker could do it. I mean, Blue Dragon is not a bad game.
No, Lost Odyssey is the best Final Fantasy game we never got. Just saying. Throwing it out there. And the last story for Wii, amazing. Just saying. Miss Walker is pretty solid developer.
Yeah, I would give them the sequel or a remake of The Last Dragoon.
I gotta say, by the way, I'm super impressed with the lot of us today. We started out so derailed, and Jesus, we got so hard into the industry bullshit.
Yeah.
So
it's fine,
but
it's what we do.
I'm happy with that, though. I'm super pleased. We had a little bit of everything today. We had food and hangry wives and sports again. Yeah. We brought back the sports, and then we had some superb industry bullshit. So that being said, though, I know that there are some hangry people in our lives that we need to go take care of. So I'm going to say let's wrap this up. As always, thank you guys both for joining me. Thank you, everybody, that for tuning in and listening. Thank you to all the new people that are joining us for the first time. We're happy to have you here. We are, we are World 1-1 Podcast. I am Larry the Bearded Wonder, Corey in Ultra High Def, and Eddie V, of course. And you can find us on the NGR YouTube channel. Click the subscribe and the little bell icon. We do appreciate you clicking the like button that's somewhere over there, I think. Also, you can find us at our home on shoutengine.com, as well as you can subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play Music. Hit the like on the Facebook page, and check out all the fun other stuff that NGR has for you, including Arsenal X, Nerds Gone Platinum, Nintendo PAL Block, and all kinds of other stuff. Shout out to other networks and friends of the show, including Phoenix Overdrive, Secret Friends Unite. That's it. We're done. We're hungry. Jesus.
And everybody, Life is Gaming is back, so do check out that podcast. And I will talk about Optional Opinion, because I kind of do want everybody to listen to the latest episode. It's about depression, so it's a good episode you guys should check out.
So we will be back again next week. With any luck, we should have a special episode where Corey and I actually get to sit in the same room together and combine shenanigan forces.
Yay!
Woot! So, with that, everybody, we're out. Have a good night. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.